Hi, in this video we're going to look at a pair of related problems. In both problems we're going to have 9 brothers, and in the first problem they form a club and choose a president, a vice president, and a treasurer. For example, they could have picked B as the president, G as the vice president, and D as the treasurer, or another selection using the same 3 brothers as G as the president, B as the vice president, D as the treasurer. So if you haven't done A, please pause the video and take a crack at it, and we'll compare answers. Good. So we have to select a president, a vice president, and a treasurer. There are 9 brothers. Any of the 9 could be president. Now, the one is president, there are only 8 possible candidates for vice president. Once a vice president is selected, there's only 7 possibilities for a treasurer. 9 times 8 times 7 is 504 ways. So the answer for A is 504 ways. We'll now look at a related problem, B, where instead of electing president, vice president, and treasurer, they elect 3 club officers with the same title. And it's going to be a smaller number because while in the previous case, B as president, G as vice president, D as treasurer was different from G as president, B as vice president, and D as treasurer, in the new problem, they're going to be the same. We're going to have overcounted. And so the question that we're going to want to look at is how many different ways could I have elected B, G, and D as president, vice president, and treasurer. And I want to solve that problem because that's going to tell me how much I overcounted in going from A to B. So we want to figure out how many different ways I could have elected B, G, and D, just the 3 of them, to those 3 positions. Pause the video and then go all the way through to the answer for B. Okay, so now we have president, vice president, and treasurer, but we're only trying to figure out among B, G, and D how many ways they can do it. So there's just 3 of them. Any one of the 3 brothers could have been president. Reigning or 2 brothers, 2 could be vice president. The last would have to be treasurer. So there are 6 different ways B, G, and D could be selected, and they are now all going to count as the same. And that means that the final answer is going to be the original number of ways, 9 times 8 times 7. But now we have to divide by the overcounting, and that's going to be 3 times 2 times 1, and that's equal to 84. And this second problem is where what the feature is that order doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who was elected president, vice president, or treasurer. They're all just class officers. The math term for that case is this problem is a problem of combinations. So in the previous class, we looked at permutations, and B is an example of combinations. And we'll do problems like these in the lab.